Here I am, back in my recliner, ready to talk about a movie that's been out for some time. Belated review on Christopher Robin. Now, the character Christopher Robin is, of course, of Winnie and the Pooh fame, and this story tells the tale of Christopher Robin all grown up. And as luck would have it, Pooh comes and finds him, and they go on an adventure to rediscover Christopher Robin's inner child and help him reconnect with his family that's feeling distance from him. Now, if that sounds familiar, it's because it's about the 1,267,568th time Disney has put that premise to screen. And that's unfortunately my main problem with the movie. That's otherwise a nice, charming family movie. But the fact of the matter is, it's a premise that's we've seen so many times before and done better, in my opinion. It's almost an exact copy of Hook, just a little less fantastical. They don't go to another planet or another world, Neverland or anything. And it kind of mirrors the themes in the Toy Story trilogy. Both projects which I think did it better. Now, to be clear, I don't think this movie pulled off telling this story any worse than those films did. I personally think it's yet another movie this year that I didn't connect to as much because I didn't grow up with the source material. I vaguely know the characters' names, the Pooh and Piglet and Tigger, but I don't recall ever reading the stories or ever watching the animated shows or movies. So I really don't have that connection, sadly. I mean, even without it, it's a fairly affecting family film. And, you know, like I said, it's easy to like the movie. I didn't dislike it at all. I just think it was missing that element that it was counting on a lot of people going to see the movie had, that they grew up with it, or they grew up telling their kids the stories of Winnie the Pooh. Stuff like that, I think, owes to the film's popularity more than its intrinsic story. So yeah, I liked it, and I think I would have loved it if I had grown up with the characters and the stories. I'm the most nostalgic guy I know, and I just bawled at the end of Toy Story 3. But the Toy Story trilogy kept it vague. They smartly kept it vague and just playing with toys as a childhood experience, not specific events and stories. So it was able to appeal to all people that grew up playing with any toys. So I think I was more easily attached to something like that than this, which tells a similar story. For positives, besides it just generally being a fine family motion picture, I really thought Ewan McGregor did a great job, especially acting next to what I imagine were just CGI, little green tinted pillows they CGI'd characters onto later. I thought he did a phenomenal job acting in this film. And to add on to the animated characters part, I thought they did a really good job animating them. And from a guy who didn't follow the stories of Winnie the Pooh growing up, I really liked all the characters. I thought they all had a really distinct personalities that came across really well, that were pretty funny even. I was surprised by that. Maybe I wouldn't have been if I'd grown up with it, but that part was a pleasant surprise that I enjoyed quite a bit. And yeah, that's about it, folks. It's a by-the-numbers Disney film about a workaholic husband and father who's distancing himself from his family, and he has to rediscover his inner child and reconnect with his wife and kid. It's a story I'm sure everyone has heard a million times. It's done well. I think if you grew up with the stories that the film refers to, it's going to be a lot more of an enjoyable experience for you. To me, I was kind of lukewarm to it. Good performances and cool CGI characters are the positives for me. So if you grew up with Winnie the Pooh and his stories, I would check it out. I think you get a lot more out of it than I did. But yeah, that's all for me. 78%. Average. Yeah. So I'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.